Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Erasmus Expeditions. We are here tonight kicking off a celebration event called the Erasmus Expeditions Extravaganza. We are celebrating today, as a matter of fact, the 10th anniversary of this YouTube channel. So I'm
Wow, yay.
super, super amped about
So
having reached this
10,
milestone.
10, the 10th?
10, 10, 10. Yeah, you're right.
What?
Yep. E cubed. Exactly. Um, no, I'm hugely excited about reaching this milestone, but I'm even more excited by the fact that I get to celebrate by running and playing in games. So that's what we're doing. We're kicking things off tonight. There will be one game this evening, and then tomorrow on Saturday, the 11th, there will be three games back to back to back, run by guest GMs here on the channel. So be sure to tune back in and watch those. I'm going to go ahead and do all the stuff that I need to do at the beginning. And the first thing is, as always, to give you the warning that if foul language and mature subject matter are a problem for you, then this is not a great place for you to spend time. Yeah, sorry, not sorry. But if those things don't bother you, then you are amongst like company. So settle in. What else? What else? I do want to say a massive thank you to the sponsors for this event: Absolute Tabletop, Buckstar Games, Mythic Gazetteer, and Nerdarchy. It's incredible that y'all all gave the access to the PDFs that we will have available as giveaways throughout the event. So yeah, I deeply appreciate that. And if you are out there in the audience, then make sure to stay tuned because there will be giveaways throughout all four of these games, and you could get yourself some sweet shit. Speaking of sweet shit, I do want to go ahead and also thank Dwight and Jake at MTD for generously producing this event. If I had to do that while also running a game, I'd probably tear my hair out. Oh, wait, never mind. No, it is deeply, deeply, deeply appreciated. So thank you. I also want to give a thank you to the audience and the community at large for the people who have been around the last decade, making what I do here possible and feel a little more worthwhile. I love the fact that, again, people find entertainment and value here at what we do at the channel. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I think that's all of the business. So I'm going to go ahead and pass things over to my players so that they can introduce themselves, tell you who they might be playing, plug anything that they want to plug, and then we're going to get started. So we're going to start with Ted.
Hey, everybody. I am Nerdarchist Ted from Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. Nerdarchy is granted a couple digital packages that you can be able to get over on our website. So happy to be a part of this and to help an awesome GM share the love of gaming that we've been doing for I don't know 11, 12 years at this point in time. I've lost track of how long. Uh, you can always find me, Jeremy, and Cari over on MTD on Thursday nights. Right now we're doing Kids on Bikes, and Thursday or last night was a quite an epic game that some fun stuff happened. But when you're not, checking out that channel or this channel, you can always head over to nerdarchy.com or youtube.com/nerdarchy and see all the fun content that we have over there. Right now, I'm running a game Tuesday nights, streaming Under the Dome. This is my first chance or first trial at a political intrigue game set in our post-apocalyptic world. It's a lot of fun, a lot of challenging. So episode 2 should be airing this coming Tuesday. Come check us out.
Hell yeah, man. Absolutely. All
Oh,
right.
and I guess you want me to tell who I'm playing.
Sure.
So I am I am playing our Drylar Ithalas. He is a elven nature cleric.
Increíble. Speaking of increíble, next up we have Vi.
Hello, I'm Violet. You can find me on Mini Terrain Domain, where I play in Jake's Sandpoint game, and I run a Sky Metal game. And tonight I'll be playing as Kanabo, a Oni-blooded barbarian who speaks few words and she wields a massive club, and that's kind of like the 3 things that you need to know about her.
Fantastic.
Oh my god.
All right. Next up, we have Cari.
Hi everybody, I'm Cari. I am also a child of Mini Terrain Domain. I play over there in the game Vi just mentioned and the game Ted just mentioned. Yeah, once in a while I also play over on Emporium for the Wayward Gamer with our good friend Jay. That is typically every other Wednesday, where we play more Pathfinder 2e, and that is a smash and a half. So tonight I am playing Adea, who is actually the half sister to a Drylar up there. She is a rogue because that is what Cari is good at. So, hooray.
Oh, yeah. All right. Next up, we've got Austin.
I'm Austin. I am not findable on the internet in any way that matters. The only place you will ever see me is on Jeremy's channel. And I guess some old videos that are floating around, but like, don't watch those. I'm sure we said some objectionable shit back in the OSG days, and I know a lot of those are still on the internet. Anyway, I'll be playing Freight, the halfling sorcerer. I'm very excited to get into things tonight. He's a shadow sorcerer. He's haunted by darkness.
I fucking love him already. Cannot wait. All right. Last but certainly not least, we have Lloyd.
Hello, I'm Lloyd. I used to have a YouTube channel. I think it still exists, but I haven't uploaded to it in like many years. And when I did, Jeremy was a frequent feature of that channel, and I a frequent feature of his. In the glory days where we all played 9 games a week. I'm going to be playing Hardred, who's a human paladin with a kind of magical plague that he has acquired, and he wants to die well.
Don't we all? Don't we all? Cool. Fantastic. Thank all of you very, very much for coming along and agreeing to play in this game and be a part of this celebration. I am, like I said, just over the moon excited for getting to this. So I think, without further ado, we can go ahead and get started. All right. While the journey had not been overly arduous, the past week on the road took a turn for the worse when the rains began. You now find your thoughts wandering repeatedly to how your tired body aches for a clean, soft bed and a hot meal. Cresting the next hill, you are relieved to see the small hamlet of Hillburn, tucked away in the verdant valley below. Entering as dusk settles upon the village, you notice the townsfolk frantically hustling to and fro. Merchants hastily close their shops, and the streets are quickly emptied of everyone, save you. Ahead, the warm glow of firelight beckons from beneath the shutters of the tavern at the far end of the street. Outside, a carved wooden sign swings slightly in the downpour, marking this place as the Loftlight. All of you, if you would please, tell us who it is that we see in this small band huddled against the rain and entering the town of Hillburn.
The eyes would be drawn first to the tallest member of the group. She stands a head and a half taller than the tallest individual besides her in our little band. Her skin is ruby red in color. Her hair bleached white in this almost unnatural silvery white color. Her skin, atop her head are these thin little horns that jut up straight into the air. Her eyes are black and purple in color. Their iris is almost invisible to the eye. She doesn't wear much beyond just the simple linens that she would wear, wrapped tightly to keep good mobility for her musculature and athletic abilities. She would have a cloak, however, draped around her shoulders, in this kind of a dismal, bad night that we find ourselves in. She has a very, very focused and nonplussed emotion to her. She's just happy to be somewhere off her feet for the time being.
In contrast to the tall and muscular Kanabo, stands Idrylar, Ardrylar, the elven cleric, frail, thin, short, but while everyone else seems fairly miserable at the rain, the elf tends to, keep a smile and keep his chin up. The rain like matting down his dirty blonde hair to the heavy chainmail that he's wearing. That's probably the thing that's wearing him down the most is the heavier armor. Um, but his spirits are high. He's got a shield in one hand that bears the likeness of a bird. Its wings spread out to kind of form more of an ovalous shield. But in his other hand, he bears not wear he wears a big heavy leather um, glove, and perched upon it is his pet hawk. Let's see, what was the Elthier, and he just seems to be like, cooing and smiling at his hawk as he continues ever forward.
I would say you almost don't notice this third person at first, because she is standing almost literally in the shadow of our Drylar. And this is Adea, and she emerges wearing a dark armor that does not have sleeves on it. The rain is bothering her less than her half brother because it's so light, but dark in color. She has wraps up to her elbows that kind of cover part of her hands as well. She has the same dirty blonde hair, and so many of her physical features are the same as her half brother because they share a father, and his genes are very strong. She appears to have a cowl that she could easily pull up over her face, but right now, obviously, among friendly company, it is not pulled up over her face. But she does have that same colored hair pulled back, as she is seemingly watching her brother for cues, and every so often getting Althier's attention and flicking him a little piece of meat, despite what her brother has told her to not feed him on the road.
I think kind of hanging near that shadow as well, but seeming to almost have a shadow of his own that outsizes him, a diminutive form of Fritz. He wears a fairly dark, kind of brownish mantled robe that seems like there are like places where patches or insignia were once but have been sort of hastily removed. That and he's got like he's like a small halfling with incredibly dark like brown hair that almost appears black in certain lights, an incredibly gaunt face and sunken eyes. He wears like a small sort of, it seems like a short broomstick tied across his back, just slung over. And he seems to be just sort of walking with the group, but almost like his eyes keep darting around to the new place around him in a sort of furtive manner.
The last member of the party is very much trudging to keep up. In normal company, he would be tall, though he is significantly less tall than Kanabo, and he walks in her wake to avoid the worst of the rain. He's wearing battered chain, which is rusted in parts, and he has a very old executioner's sword strapped across his back. He has these dark features and dark hair, but most of that's hidden by a mask that he's wearing, at least that covers the lower half of his face, which is badly stained with some sort of reddish liquid, presumably blood. The only part of him that's not in bad shape, he has a pair of gauntlets, a relic from his order, that are shining and inlaid with gold and sapphires, and they stand out compared to the rest of his shabby attire.
As the five of you kind of enter the outskirts of the town proper, the streets are almost already empty. You can tell as you were approaching, even through the driving rain, that several of them kind of stopped and looked in your direction, but that did not slow them down much. They're emptying the streets, barricading the doors, shuttering the windows as you are rolling in, and doesn't seem like you're going to find much in the way of hospitality. It does look like maybe the inn is still open.
Can we go in there, please? I would literally kill to just be dry.
If that is what everyone wishes to do, then by all means.
I've had to walk twice as far as all of you, so I would appreciate the rest.
Well, just because you've taken more steps does not mean you've walked further.
Guess it'll depend on whether Cannibal can get in the door. And yeah, Adea has a habit of laughing at her own jokes.
Kanabo looks very unamused at you.
Well,
You're welcome.
well, I'm going in. I need good hot food and fire and booze. And Adea
Well,
takes a
then-
couple of Adea takes a couple of steps in front of the party, but as though she's about to stride confidently forward, but then kind of like stops and like looks back at everybody still.
Kanabo does not need telling twice. She's like, yeah, I'm down. Wordlessly, just like probably just like already going to open the door.
So, a fairly common practice for our Drylar, before he enters into the building, he just kind of like lifts his right arm, and the hawk just kind of takes flight. He knows the well trained hunting hawk will come back with a simple call, and the hawk can hunt on his own as need be. I will follow my sister in.
Upon entering the tavern, before you're even able to really shake the excess water from your cloaks, a large half-orc with a great axe across his back holds up his hand and addresses the lot of you. No one may enter the Loftlight without checking your weapons here first. Not to worry. They'll be returned before you're ready to leave.
I look over my shoulder at Ardrilar.
No problem, Hardred says, and he hands over the sword and walks into the inn.
Yeah, Fritz pulls out this tiny little knife. You're like, it's less of a weapon than a cheese knife, but still you may have it.
I shrug and take my short bow off my back and my short sword out. I will say, Adea does have 2 daggers on her, but she is gonna risk keeping them. She doesn't think she's wearing a cloak. She doesn't think people can probably see that she has these.
This inn bouncer is lucky to be a taller, stronger half-orc kind of gentleman. For the great club that Kanabo will hand over, is massive and heavy, and would probably like make a table kind of like creak and groan underneath its mass. And she like thuds it. Boonk.
Okay.
Hesitantly, but what do you call it? Hesitantly, but doing so. Or Drylar hands over his staff with the likeness of a avian carved into the heavy top of the staff.
Is anybody attempting to keep weapons back hidden, other than Adea?
Would a like a wand count as a weapon?
Yeah.
It's got okay. Then yeah, I think Fritz will keep it buried in his robe, like not even maliciously, just not thinking of it as like he thinks, weapon, he thinks swords and
Okay. So what I
All right,
need from
I
anybody.
do have other weapons, which I forgot about. So I also have javelins and a war pick and like a knife. And just like when they're trying to enter Edoras, it's just like endless, pulling weapons out and handing them to him. And
Yeah.
but yeah, Hardred makes no attempt to hide anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'm also handing over javelins too. I just looked down my character sheet.
Yeah,
It's like, oh,
I
and
probably
some
have a
sticks
couple
and
small things as
here's a
well.
knife.
Okay, yeah, there's a very heavily laden table next to this half orc, as you all kind of like stand there for 3 minutes, like emptying your inventories.
So why the hard rule about no weapons? Aren't magic and fisticuffs as much a danger in these parts?
Boss's rules, he says, and he kind of like thumbs deeper into the room.
I
Before we get much
I
further,
meant no no
Okay.
arguments. I was just curious.
Rules is rules.
Sure.
He makes them, I enforce them. So for those of you who are trying to smuggle weapons in, I need a sleight of hand from you, please.
Oh boy. Ooh, 21.
Nice.
9.
Oh,
Okay. So he actually kind of like eyes you up and down, Fritz. He says, I don't like the look in your eyes. He starts patting you down.
Ooh.
And he finds that wand and like
Hmm.
pulls it out by like forefinger and thumb.
Yeah, it's tied very loosely, like onto the inside of the robe with like kind of a little leather strap. He goes,
Would you believe me if I said I forgot about that?
Not all your life.
Well, that's my story.
The half orc takes all of the weapons and the wand that he's gathered from you, and he takes them into a locked door back behind him. You can see it looks like a kind of like a small storeroom, and he starts kind of like putting all of them in there and shuts the door, locks it, and puts the key kind of into the breast pocket of his tunic.
I make a mental note of where that key is.
Fantastic.
nice.
Once inside, you find a quaint little tavern with a human barkeep who seems to be rather jolly and beams brightly as you enter. He looks up from the tankard that he is currently cleaning, with his rag still in hand. Well met, travelers, and welcome to the Loftlight Tavern, your home away from home. I trust that my guard didn't frighten you too badly. It's unfortunate that we must take such measures, but in light of current events, you can't be too careful. Myself and my establishment are at your disposal. My name is Garnell. What can I interest you folks in?
Bourbon, please. Just any bourbon. That'd be great.
A bourbon, of course, yes.
We've
Do you serve
spent
milk?
we've spent some time on the road, so I would say a standard meal and ales for the lot of us, I think, would be probably the bare minimum.
Wine, if you have it, please. Red.
Oh God, Jesus Christ.
But certainly, yes, whatever you'd like to drink, I can certainly find it. I've got a pot of beef stew on. I can certainly
Oh,
serve that up if you're hungry.
yes, please.
Very well. If you'd like to stay the night, then it'll cost a gold piece for the meal and the night.
And I would nod and I would look at the others. I'm like, that sounds great.
A gold piece?
Aye.
He like coughs into his elbow and then like tries to hide the mess that he has made of it. Very well. He scrapes together like a series of like coppers and silvers to try and make up a gold.
Kanabo will place 2 gold pieces for her
Oh.
share, and she'll say, "Keep the beef stew coming."
Oh my God. Awesome. Gotta get the protein. Gotta get
Of
the
course,
protein goals.
absolutely.
You will
I
serve me in a regular sized bowl and glass, yes?
We only have the one size.
Good. And he'll put his money on the counter, just like a small pile of silver.
Adea, I think it doesn't even look like she reaches into a pouch. It's just like she all of a sudden like has 2 gold, and she like does this thing that almost looks like when a poker player is shuffling chips, and she has 2 gold in her hand, and she puts that down, and she's like, for me and my brother.
Very well. What brings all of you to Hillburn?
I imagine by this time there's a bourbon, and Adea just kind of retreats into her bourbon. She doesn't
Absolutely.
know how
He
much.
busies himself serving all of you while he's kind of keeping conversation going. He almost seems like he might be maybe starved for conversation or interaction.
Passing through. What is there to see here in Hillburn?
No, not much, I'm afraid, especially not at night. I certainly wouldn't be going out at night if I were you.
Why is that?
What is the problem with night?
No strange things are going on at night in this town and in the outlying farms. Slaughtered cattle, people being mutilated and eaten. Bizarre howls, tearing
That
open the night.
sounds awful.
Truly, sir, truly.
Kanabo looks up, and we see that she already has like 3 or 4 bowls like stacked up next to her of stew that she's eating through. And she's like looking up after the like spooning this beef stew in, and as she like kind of realizes and recognizes just the gravity of this. This is something that she's seen before for sure. You need help with it? She'll say.
Help with the troubles. You'd be willing to do that?
For a price.
It is our profession.
Oh, Jesus, I'm sorry. Dude, you're
Well,
killing me.
I'm afraid I'm not but a meager tavern keeper, but if you manage to quiet the troubles, I certainly think I could show my gratitude.
We'll see it done.
Is
Thank
there
you.
someone with deep pockets in this town that would pay for our assistance?
Not that I know of. You might be able to maybe write to the Baron, ask him. He's been informed of the troubles. Sadly, I don't know that he's willing to do much about it.
Well, maybe he's
Uh,
not willing to do much himself, but he might be willing to pay somebody else. There's one thing I know about barons, it's well, they're not poor.
It's very true. He might indeed.
Is it not his sworn duty to protect his serfs?
Vassals.
I suppose. Not really my expertise, how all that's supposed to work. All I know is we haven't really seen or heard nor high nor hair of him.
Very well. See if you can collect some sort of collection for our assistance. We will assist.
I think we should talk to the Baron in the morning. See if maybe he'd be willing to add to that collection.
Is the Baron local?
Sadly, no. He lives many leagues from here. Probably why he's able to ignore the problem. But we could
We will
speak
help
with the rest of
either way.
Would you be
He
able
seems
to
relieved.
provide, whatever information you have, or point us towards, who would have the most information?
Of course, yes. I could introduce you to some of the townsfolk tomorrow. People who have seen things that are hard to describe. May be able to take you to where some of the attacks happened even.
Is when he says, things, is there any like extra weight or connotation, to his voice? Like, is he like legitimately worried when he says that?
Yes. Yeah, he seems to be referencing things that maybe he doesn't want to re-describe, is kind of the feeling that you get.
Mm-hmm.
So have people been attacked or gone missing? Do you feel it's a creature?
Yes. There's been a few people who have been torn to sunders. I'm certain it's some kind of creature, but no beast I've ever known.
What how are the animals in town reacting?
They seem to be just as frightened as everyone else. Whenever night comes, they bed down, eager, return to their barns and their stables. Near
What
they could peep.
are your thoughts and opinions about animals, good sir?
My thoughts about animals. He looks kind of confused. Kind of looks down reluctantly at the steadily emptying cauldron of beef stew.
Let me put it to you
so much.
to this way. Prior to entering your establishment, I set my pet aflight. If the wilds are dangerous at night, would you have any issue if I called him back and brought him within?
No, sir. I don't imagine a bird would make much mess.
He is well behaved. I bow to him and stride confidently towards the door, and give a call out to Athiel, just so that whatever is out there is not gonna get him.
If you'll provide us board and food while we're figuring out this problem, We'll consider that a large part of our payment. I can see that you are a man of little means and that the village struggles.
He
Hardred.
nods.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was about to say, just Hardred, you might notice, as what was this gentleman's name again, Jeremy?
Garnell.
Garnell. That's what I thought. Okay. As Garnell is telling this tale, and kind of talking about like, oh, there's a creature and da da da, and like there's practically a flashlight under his chin as he says it. Freaking Adea is making eyes at you, kind of like not rolling her eyes, but giving you that look. We've been traveling together for a long enough time that the look in her eyes is kind of like, oh yeah, sure, I bet it's some kind of creature. She kind of sees that Garnell is maybe like starved for any kind of action in this boring job of his in this boring town, and maybe he's embellishing a little bit. She thinks that this is nothing supernatural. Maybe it's just like a pack of wolves.
Hardred is certain that it is a malign evil and that they've been put here to cleanse it.
Amazing.
He's certain of that without any doubt. And so that's why he doesn't expect payment, because it's destiny that they would be here. It's ordained.
Obviously. I roll my eyes. I really do roll my eyes this time. I'm like, yeah, in the morning, gives us a chance to convene tonight, eat some, and I kind of like look over at the now 7 bowls that Kanabo has stacked up, and I kind of look into the now almost empty stew pot, and I'm like, some other food and a good night's sleep. Give our clothes a chance to dry out.
Is it possible to bathe here, Garnell?
Well, yes, certainly. I can draw a bath up for you.
I would be grateful.
Well, I will get Taka on it. And he kind of like raises his hand towards the bouncer at the door, the half orc, who apparently expected that this was coming, and rises up from the stool that he sits at next to the locked door, and then moves upstairs. You're able to sit by the fire, fresh wood thrown onto it to heap it up, and you're able to start to get dry and fill your bellies with liquor and food. About halfway through the evening, you hear the sound of a horse whinny outside, and there's a knock at the door that follows shortly after. The guard, having come back down at some point, arms himself before he glances over at Garnell, who kind of gives him a sharp nod of the chin. A cloaked rider then enters, and you can hear in hushed conversation him ask about stables. Taka, the half-orc, informs the rider that there are no stables, but Garnell offers him a blanket for his horse. He reluctantly accepts and takes the blanket outside, and when he returns, he checks his weapons with the half-orc. And anybody who would like to do so can roll me perception checks, please.
Ooh, 21.
Oh, horrid. 6.
You're drunk.
13.
I feel like you're a little bit of a lightweight. Or dry lap.
Okay. So everybody except for Kanabo and Adrilar notice as he checks his weapons, as the rider checks his weapons with the doorman, that the short sword and the battle axe that he hands over are both silver plated.
Whoa. I am immediately sizing this guy up for like where his pouch is, and like it's almost just instinctive. And like, is he wearing any jewelry? Does he have any like anything? Yeah. I'm just kind of just looking. I'm not gonna do anything.
Jeremy, roll is 17 for a religion check to see if I can piece together what that might be for.
Okay.
Is religion
Yeah, I
okay?
think
Or
so.
yeah.
Yeah, religion, possibly even nature. But I think that something in your training, something that you read about or were taught by, a mentor, are that silvered weapons have a way of bypassing certain immunities or resistances to some monsters, particularly undead, some undead, and lycanthropes.
Yeah, I'll pass that on to the group.
Do we think there are were creatures out there?
It's possible. It could be the risen,
I'm
Where
not as
creatures?
some of the greater
Not as-
undead.
I'm not as much concerned about the lesser undead. If it's something greater, it's far beyond our meager abilities. But heck, even a pack of werewolves would be more than I would be interested in tangling with.
You all really do think that this is some kind of a boogeyman in the night, don't you? I mean, look at Garnell. He's bored. This town is boring, and he's starved for any action, and it's probably just a pack of wolves or something, and the whole town is making it into more than
Wishful
what it
thinking
is.
will not make it so. When we arrived here, everyone moved inside as it got dark.
You know how little towns like this are. They tell each other one thing, and the rumor grows and grows and grows until it's a werewolf or something. It's superstition. It's
There is a shadow over this place that reeks of death and destruction.
You literally say that every town we go into. Have you ever
It's
heard of the boy
usually
that cried
true.
wolf? Yeah, okay.
Every small village reeks of death and destruction.
We literally came into the last town during their spring festival. It was delightful, and you were saying this shit the whole time. All I'm saying is it could be nothing, and I think that planning for something big is silly.
If we
the festival
plan,
of rebirth, and rebirth always starts with death.
Okay.
if we plan for nothing and we encounter something, we die.
Wow.
If we plan for something and encounter nothing,
then we look like assholes, and nobody will ever hire us again because we charge them for a werewolf and we get 3 wolf pelts.
we're not charging them for anything.
They're paying us, aren't they? Because if they're not, I'm fucking out of here.
Room and
Oh,
board.
what's this? Sometimes the reward out there is more than whatever those who have asked you to do can actually pay.
And
Sure,
I think
we've had a job.
Yeah, go ahead.
I said certainly there's been a job or two where our chivalry has not profited us as much as you would like, but we've done fairly well for ourselves.
I have enough money left for 3 more nights on the road. I could use some spending money. But
And I'm
this
certain
must
we
be
will
done.
get something, but there's no need to strong arm or pressure those who barely have anything.
I said we would help.
We're gonna help. It's not about that. I just don't want to look like assholes. I want to make sure we get paid next time.
And I'm certain
Thinking
we
about
will.
the future.
If we are
But we can't-
overprepared and we fight wolves, then we defeat the wolves and we show ourselves capable. If we are underprepared and we fight werewolves or vampires or some great undead, we will be dead. And then we will look like assholes.
I guess. Any advice from the bottomless pit? And I look over at Kanabo as she continues to eat.
You gonna finish that?
Amabo, what
And she
what are your
points
thoughts?
to
And
like,
I, like,
to your
slide- I
piece of
slide
like
my
dry
plate.
bun. There's like a dry bun that's been like ripped in half, whatever, and
I
she'll
slide
grab
my
it and
plate
just, like,
to you. Yep.
scoop out like the broth at the bottom. And
All right. We'll pretend that it's the worst thing that could ever happen to anybody ever. Are you all happy? Never mind, I take that back. I know you're all not happy. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. I want to get dry and warm.
You notice that the writer has made his way over to the bar where he has spoken with Garnell, kind of in hushed tones, and pays him, and then begins to eat ravenously. At some point, Garnell kind of indicates towards where the group of you is seated. And he kind of looks in your direction, but doesn't really
half-elf?
say anything. Yes, appears to be.
So I'm trying to size up, trying to see if I can hear any of the conversation.
I take it back. I'm not going to bed. I say out loud. And I sit back on my stool and I'm just kind of like watching this fucker.
Okay. What are you trying to decipher about him, Ted?
I'm trying
You're
to
just
see what the context of the conversation is.
drop in
If this guy's walking around with silvered weapons, I know that's not, something that's done cheaply. Maybe this guy has some clues to what's going on. Maybe he maybe he knows what's going on but has no desire to help. I'm just trying to find out, all that I can so that we can be best prepared for whatever this mission is.
Okay. Yeah, give me an insight
my-
or a perception. Go ahead. What ahead?
I'm just keeping my eye on Ardrlar because I feel like he's probably, when he tries to be sneaky and like listen in to a conversation, he can be like a little obvious about it. So I'm just trying to make sure he doesn't
Okay.
get himself into trouble.
Sure.
So that's a 15 for either. My check is
The
my
same.
check is the same bonus. So.
Okay. So you kind of position yourself like you're stirring the fire, brings you a little bit closer to the bar, and you can hear them talking about kind of a lot of the same information that it sounds like Garnell shared with you. And he indicates that the group of you were interested in trying to help solve the problem as well. So it seems like maybe that seems to be what brought this man to town, is whatever the trouble currently is.
What was his reaction? Did it seem like he was happy that there's more hands, or is he more like, crap, these people are going to try and steal my treasure?
So there's not a lot of reaction from him. He seems to be kind of stoic, maybe a little laconic. He definitely like turned and regarded your group with a little bit of a look, but other than that, he hasn't really responded or reacted to the fact that you're here.
Can I make an insight check on him just to kind of get his vibe?
Certainly.
Okay, great.
I
11.
think while that's happening, Hart is going to get up and approach the man.
Okay. Yeah, Adea, I don't know that you really get much of a read on him. Again, he seems to be kind of caged, reserved. He doesn't really seem to be showing a lot of reaction or emotion at all.
So he's for money. Is that what you're saying?
Perfect.
Noted.
Yeah, I don't know if I would say he's from money necessarily, but he definitely seems like he has experience under his belt.
Awesome. Perfect.
Hardred, you approach where he's kind of eating, and as you step up to the bar, he kind of pauses momentarily, kind of looks a little at you sideways, and then goes back to eating. Can I help you?
I don't mean to disturb. My name is Hardred, and I'm a servant of Evandel. And I think we might be in common cause.
Mark, you said that you might be out here to solve the problem.
Sort of fell into it, I suppose. Weren't planning on solving the problem, but a problem was given to us and we are here.
You adventurers?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Be lying to say if I wasn't happy to have some help.
Well, I couldn't help but notice that you have silvered weapons. Is there something you know about this threat that would be useful for us to know also?
He kind of stops and looks kind of back towards the door where it's locked, and then kind of turns and looks at you. Nods. Think it might be a werewolf.
Hmm. I have
Listen.
not. Hmm.
Go ahead.
I have not tangled with a werewolf before.
If you're not prepared, it might be the last fight you take. Listen, I was sent here by the Baron. There is prize money. If this problem is dealt with, I'd be willing to split it with you and your group, 50-50.
Deal.
Wait, I couldn't help but overhear my friend.
He puts his
he's not
hand out to
terribly-
shake it.
I actually step in between them. I'm like, my friend here is not terribly good at mathematics. He wasn't classically trained like I was. 50-50, you said. I can't help but notice 50-50 is typically between two parties, and there's 1, 2, 3,
There
4,
are
5,
two
6
parties.
Six
Our
of
party
us
and him.
here. There's 6 of us here. It would only make sense to divide it between 6. Hardred.
This man was hired directly by the Baron. He doesn't have to share any of it with us. He's
We
offering
haven't-
to.
If the Baron had met us before
don't
him,
understand
he'd
the
have offered it
problem.
to us.
Follower of Avondale has the measure of it. If you don't like the deal, I can certainly take care of this without any help.
Can you?
Wouldn't be the first time.
Hmm.
A moment ago, we were going to get no pay. Now we will get half pay. This is infinitely more than we were going to get moments ago. I have secured us a profitable deal.
You've secured us. Fine, Hardred, whatever you think is best. And I sit back on a stool, and Adea kind of thumps down on the stool, and you hear it creak, and she's pouting, kind of, and she orders another drink.
We all of us
Spent-
suffer for our sins, and hers is greed. I apologize.
Nods.
Fuck yourself, Hardred.
It might make the sting a little less to know that half the reward is 1,000 gold pieces.
Oh my god. Okay. I take it back. That sounds fine.
Baron wants this problem dealt with soon. I set out in the morning to get to the bottom of this. I suggest that you get some rest.
Very good. We'll see you in the morning.
He finishes the last bite, downs the rest of his alcohol, and then excuses himself and heads upstairs.
A
Is there
1,000
anything-
is better, but I'm still pissed.
Is there anything else that you want to do or say before you end the evening?
So, as would be typical for our Drylar, he would offer up his evening prayers, probably looking out the window if there's one in the room, trying to just experience nature and ask for any kind of you know, guidance or anything along the lines for, you know, what might be out there, what might be in store for, you know, this little group, but also asks for patience as he is wont to do in dealing with his companions that are sometimes a little over eager for coin and bloodshed and not always out for, you know, making the world a better place.
Almost on cue, our Drylar, you hear a knock on your door.
So he finishes his prayers to how do you say this name? Is it
Adea.
Garmorian?
Yeah,
What?
Garmorian,
Oh.
the goddess of
Uh,
animals.
yeah.
Cool.
So then he would kneel, pet Ethiel, and turn towards the door.
And Adea would only knock once, because she knows you're probably praying and you're finishing up, so she doesn't like insistently knock or anything, but she
Yep.
is knocking at your door.
But you know, probably good 10 seconds or less after you knock, the door opens. Yes, my sister.
Artie, are you like really on board with helping out, you know, tall, dark, and broody?
I'm on board for helping out this place. I know Hadrid is a little more over the top than I, but I do feel he speaks from a good place in that, you know, we do things to try and leave things better than where we found them.
Yeah, that's all well and good, but I mean, if you understand where I was coming from though, right? With the whole 50-50
Sure.
thing. It wasn't
Yes, it is a situation that it is would have been better for us as a group to have split all of it evenly amongst the lot of us.
yes.
But this man also secured the the post, has probably far more experience in dealing with whatever is out there.
And that,
So he might very well be an asset to us.
and I
But we also
imagine that.
don't.
Oh, go ahead.
Go
I
ahead.
apologize. No.
I also don't. I also imagine that we don't know exactly what's out there, and without him, we might very well perish.
I
And
imagine this type of like judicious, balanced response is very typical of our Drylar,
oh, of
and
course, yeah,
it fucking drives Adea nuts.
yep.
And she just says, "Gods, would it kill you just once to pick a side?" And just like, well, there's goods on this side and there's goods on that side, and could you just pick a side once in a
But
while? Could it be mine?
that's not how I am. That is not how nature is. Nature doesn't like sides.
Yeah. Well, it's real easy to think it's all balanced and all well and good when you were raised in an ivory tower there, brother.
Yes, here we go again. The old, you know, father didn't love me.
I didn't say that.
But you say it all the time.
I didn't say it this time.
Yes, well, you have to understand that father was a bit of an asshole and
A bit.
decided to do what he decided to do. And I can't change that. But while I don't always pick your side,
You
you
don't
know
ever
that
pick my side.
I have a number of times, dear sister.
Not very loudly.
You know I always have your back.
I know.
I doubt anyone who cares for you more than I do.
I know that for sure.
You know, I have seen probably more than you have, and taken care of things that you probably haven't even known were a problem.
I wouldn't know, would I?
But you have always looked up. You have always wanted more. The ambition and the drive is a good thing. I'm not wishing to quell that part of you. But if it could be directed or just steered in a way that it's not, and you can tell that he's trying to find the right words, because he does care for you. He's not trying to insult
Yeah.
you, but like
No.
the line of his words are kind of heading in that direction.
Yeah. Well, I imagine Ardrolar is quite a bit older. Obviously,
Yeah.
like elf years like can be a little fuzzy, so like
Yeah.
he's probably quite a bit older than her. And this talk is also typical.
But if you were to occasionally take the higher road, perhaps, I know you hate this, but perhaps karma will see your reward instead of the easy coin in the pocket right now.
Okay. Well, I'll try. I just, I don't have quite the financial buffer that you have. And I kind of nod at your armor, which I imagine is off and sitting in the corner.
Yeah. Sure. Father made the fancy shield for me, or had made. But choosing to go off with you rather than stay at home and continue my prayers. I'm not in the best of his graces at the moment. I chose you. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know that.
The life on the road is full of far more fun and nature than sitting in a treetop temple. And I wouldn't trade it for all the coin or all the love in Father's heart.
Well, I mean, usually I wouldn't, but I mean, sometimes we're just starving. What do you want? And I kind of like am making my way like to walk away from you, and I'd be like, thanks, Artie. I'll try to let karma, whatever that is, do its thing.
No, you're the only one I don't hate that calls me that.
Yeah, I know. And I kind of like just keep walking, and I make my way back into my room.
So as you know, he's probably muttered, more times than he cares to count, as you slowly walk away. In Elven, he just whispers, sleep well, my sister, before he quietly closes the door. Just looks out the window one last time, looks to the hawk, says, it's probably best if you remain indoors this evening. You can fly again in the morning. And he lies down and goes to sleep, or does his reverie.
Just quickly, Hardred will take that bath and wash the as much as he can of the plague away, and he'll also spend time praying and using lay on hands to like keep the disease from getting worse, which is what he does every day. And then like somewhat cleansed, we'll find a place to sleep.
Kanabo is just happy to be somewhere warm and dry, and she'll already be fully passed out. She'll be all bundled up in some like furs and blankets up in like one of the loft bedrooms or something.
Just two
And
beds pushed together.
Does
Yeah,
she snore? Does she snore?
I think that she actually she was like bundled up, and she probably has like the little the little bubble out of the nose, snoring honkshu mimi going on. And in the bundle of her arms is a wooden Kokeshi doll. This little like wooden like sculpture, painted with red and black. Something from her homeland, far, far from here.
Fritz, you sleep like hanging from the rafters, or
In a coffin.
I think he's really taking advantage of the fact that he has a full-size bed. I think in his home, like wherever he originally laid his head, he had, sort of a halfling-sized bed. But this one, he's like sleeping like sideways, just kind of fully splayed out, like
Starfish.
Yeah.
fantastic. Okay. You end your day happy to have some place that is dry and clean and warm, with your belly full of hot food and drink. The sound of the driving rain kind of held at bay outside your window kind of helps lull you to sleep. If I could, I would like for all of you to please give me your passive perceptions.
15.
Very time to
I forgot how
out
passive
your
perception
PPs.
works. How does passive perception work? I forget.
It is your
11.
10 plus your proficiency
Perception
modifier.
score.
And
yeah 10 plus your perception bonus.
Okay.
yes.
14.
13, 14, 15. You said 13, Carrie?
Sorry, 14.
14. Okay. Okay. So everyone but Fritz.
He's a little drunk. He had 2 beers tonight. That's a lot for him.
full
Him just a
size.
little guy.
That whole half already.
It comes in pints.
Comes in pints. Yeah, there you go. Lloyd.
Everybody. Perfection.
Amazing.
Those of you who are not Fritz, at some point you are roused in the middle of the night and you hear what sounds like horse hooves outside.
I go to the window.
Look
Is
look
there a
out the window, yeah.
open? I go to the window.
For anybody who looks out the window, you see the rain has not slackened at all. It is still hammering down, but you can see 2 hooded individuals leading a horse covered with a blanket away from the tavern.
Oh,
Hardred will shout, "Halt!"
fucker.
as loud as he can. Halt! How high is the window?
2nd story, so it's probably a good
What's
12,
that in
13-foot drop.
freedom
So,
units?
4 meters, 5 meters.
Okay, I'll jump.
I grab my oh shit. I see Hardred jump, and I do have a thing that's called 2nd story work. So
Are we on the
I
2nd
imagine-
story?
yeah, I
Yes.
mean on a creative scale, I'm gonna let you make a judgment here, Jeremy. But I think I do like grab my short sword and like follow Hardred out the window.
So you don't grab your short sword.
You don't have
I
your
do.
serve sword.
I don't? What do you mean?
They're locked
Oh,
in
locked
the
in the
thing.
room downstairs.
Fuck! I grab my 2 daggers and I go out the window.
I think Hardred yelling out "halt" will like alert Kanabo that something is amiss. Like this is like she's used to us having like watches around a campfire or whatever, And whenever Hardred speaks up, there's something bad about to happen. And so Kanabo just like grumpily roused from slumber.
These fuckers.
Yeah, I'm wondering if was that loud enough that Fritz might have woken from it if he didn't
I
hear the
think so.
horse hooves. Okay.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I'm going to use my glory paladin. I'm going to use channel divinity peerless athlete, which gives me advantage on athletics checks and plus 10 to my jump distance. So I'm going to jump out the fucking window
Wow.
and try and
Hell
get
yeah.
as close to them as possible. I mean, ideally land on the horse, but probably not.
So, I could you describe what we're seeing again? Someone's riding away, pulling a wagon.
No, two hooded figures wearing like cloaks against the rain are leading a horse that is covered by a blanket, just like by the reins or what have you. They're
That guy's
leading away
horse.
from the tavern.
It's the guy who came here. It's his horse. They gave him a blanket to put on the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the second Hardred yelled, Fritz's eyes he went from like fully dead asleep to just like fully awake, like eyes completely open. And I think he's learned to trust Hardred's instincts when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
catastrophe
Oh,
and combat, and he's going to be just immediately at the window with his little broom in hand, kind of hopping out onto the broom to kind of float outside the window.
how far away is this guy?
They're probably a good 40 to 50 feet.
All right.
From
So
the
before he
tavern?
gets out of the range of my spell, cast hold person on him.
Yo, fuck yeah, dude. Way to
Papa's just like
go.
sticking her head out the window, like it's just a dude to the horse.
But he's stealing a horse. That's
Kanabo
the
is an
problem.
Italian Nona right now. He's like, what's
That's
going on?
The wisdom DC 13.
Wisdom DC 13. Okay. Which individual are you targeting? There's two. One of them looks a little larger than the other.
Sure, we'll go for the larger guy.
All right.
Adea's holding her daggers, one at reverse grip and one like forward grip. It's really cool, guys. Just
Super
in case
cool.
anyone wanted to know.
Nothing personal, kid.
Okay. So everything happens kind of all at once. This spring into action, literally in Hardred's case. Hardred leaps out the window, as well as Fritz right behind him with a broom. Fritz, this is a broom of flying. Yes. Okay. So yeah, you take to the rain drenched skies. Hardred, you leap out the window with a 26. Yeah. Very little problem. Sailing through the air and landing in the mud. I don't think it's quite, I don't know what the distance on that comes out to be, but it's probably not quite 30 to 40 feet.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It does give me plus 10 foot to the distance of my jump. So I don't know how jump mechanics work. I've never known it.
Yeah, it's
in this
wonky.
game. It's
But,
far,
yeah.
but it's probably not 30 feet.
Yeah, it's supernaturally far, beyond a doubt. You probably land, 20, 25 feet, something like that out the window, just straight down into the mud. Adea, you were also climbing outside the window, right?
Yeah.
Scaling down the building.
Yes. I think I'm gonna leap at acrobatics if I can. And I don't know, like I said, I got second story work. If you felt like giving me advantage, I wouldn't say no.
I mean, you're literally working your way out of a second story, so I think it certainly
Right.
qualifies.
I feel like it does. Okay, hold on. All right. Ooh, well, that was bad. Oh my god, that wasn't much better. 11 was my best. Fuck. Still
Okay.
rolling ankle. My
Not
first
great.
was a nat one, so I'm glad
Yeah.
that.
Not your best second story work,
No.
but you make it down the outside of the building without falling and breaking your neck.
Oh, good. That's
Which,
great.
that's always a success.
Yeah.
So yeah, you make it down to the bottom. Idrilar, you were looking out the window,
Yes.
and you cast Hold Person. You watch as your spell sails through the air and impacts the individual who's kind of slightly larger straight into the back, who stops and then kind of turns back towards the tavern. Obviously, the spell did not take hold. And the two individuals start hurrying forward faster. One of them slinging himself up into the saddle. It looks like they're going to attempt to make a run for it. However, back at the Loftlight itself, Idralar, you hear your bedroom door open behind you.
Okay. I turn and look.
Turning around, you see several hooded individuals entering your room, brandishing blackjacks in their hands. Everyone, please roll for initiative.
Oh, man. Initiative.
That's a good roll.
Ugh, mine wasn't. Fuck.
All right.
I love how I got like a 21 to notice that smarmy guy was smarmy, and now I'm getting like dog shit.
The dice gods giveth, and they taketh away.
They taketh away.
Indeed.
Okay. Let me see here.
Ooh, Ted. Look at that.
Yeah.
You're gonna make short work of these douchebags.
I hope so.
Let's go.
Okay, let me get one more die roll here. And okay, let's see what we got for everybody. Hardred got an 11. Fritz got a 10. 21 for Artie. Oh, 4 for Kanabo. Bat and cleanup, Kanabo. 1, 2, 3. Is that everybody? I think that's everybody. Artie, Kanabo. I did not get a Adea. What you got? 10. Okay. Fritz and Adea, if both of you could give me a D6 roll, please. And then I need one from Kanabo as well.
6.
That was a D6, you say?
Correct.
I also got a 6, so I will
Yeah, roll again.
roll again.
4.
2.
Kanabo got a 2. Okay.
For horns.
Aw,
What did you get the second roll, Adea?
2.
And you got a 4, Fritz?
So he goes first.
Sweet. Okay, cool.
He wins.
All right. So, party split. Initiative rolled. We have the combat set. This is where we're going to take our break. So we're going to take a 10-minute bio, refill our drinks, kiss our spouses, smoke them if you got them, etc., etc. And then when we come back, we're going to finish up the second half of Loftlight. So yeah, stay tight. Stay tight, sure, whatever.
Oh boy.
Before we start, I want to go ahead and give the same warning that I give on the beginning of all of my games.
Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome to our game today. One of many that are being a part of Brigade Con 2015. Today we're going to be playing. And we also have
If foul language and mature subject matter are a problem for you, then this is not a place for you to spend time.
Hello, everybody who may be watching now, even perhaps later. Welcome.
If that kind of smut bothers you, then exit stage left. If not, then welcome. from the bottom of my heart. I love the fact that there are people that find something of value here on the channel, whether it's entertainment or, somewhat educational about, a system or whatever reason that you have for hanging out here. It is deeply appreciated. Come back for more, because there's always crazy shit going on down here. God, I'm so excited. There's so much more that I have swimming around in my mind. Remember that kindness is a free action. It costs you absolutely nothing to be kind to someone. And especially in the world right now, we need about as much kindness as we could stand. We never have any idea what somebody may be going through. And if you can give kindness, which is something free that you can give someone, and it might make a difference in their life, then again, that's an easy trade. You don't lose anything by doing that. And again, incidentally, it's how we just so happen to change the world, is through interacting through kindness. It's the only guaranteed way that we can change the world. So, go out there and change the world. Again, unless they're Nazis, and then kick their teeth in. Until next time, may your dice roll high, and your snacks always be within reach. Everyone, welcome back from the break. We are here tonight with the Loftlight, a gothic horror one-shot that we are running here on the channel as a part of Erasmus's Expedition Extravaganza. I said it. This is an event that is celebrating 10 years of TTRPG content here on the channel that you're on. So yeah, if you've been watching along, then buckle up, Buttercup, because it's about to get crazy. But if you're just joining us, why would you start this in the middle? But welcome. Okay, so to recap briefly, we are in and around the tavern, the Loftlight, here in the small hamlet of Hillburn. The rain is still hammering down. It is in the middle of the night. You were woken by noise outside, and when you investigated, you saw two cloaked individuals leading the horse that you are fairly certain belongs to the monster hunter character that you met in the tavern. They seem to be absconding with this horse into the night. Several of you have moved outside to try to intercept. Meanwhile, back at the tavern, Hydralar's door has just opened, and several hooded individuals have just stepped into the room, brandishing blackjacks. So, we are starting first with the larger of the two cloaked individuals, helping the smaller of the two cloaked individuals onto the back of the horse. The large individual slaps the horse on the ass, and the horse takes off. That individual then turns and starts running in the direction that the horse ran off, trying his best to catch up and put as much distance between him and his pursuers as possible. Ardalar, it is your turn.
All right. I don't know the exact layout of the room. So if this does not fit your narrative, please let me know.
Sure
But
thing.
I step into the corner next to the window where I assume, my shield and armor are, and I quickly put my arm into the shield. That's just a use item action, right?
Yes, 100%.
All right. Grab the amulet around my neck and whisper a few elven words that almost is almost musical, and I will cast spiritual weapon, summoning a spectral hawk that flies out at the whoever with the foremost blackjack is. Oh, that is another natural 20. Holy crap.
Shit, let's
So
go.
First attack of the game is a crit.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
All right, so 7 plus 3. So yes, am I rolling damage or am I maxing out a die?
Yeah. So the way that I do crits is it is your maximum damage potential. So all of your dice and modifiers added together. And then you roll your dice and you add your modifiers a second time.
God dang.
Right.
Wow.
So that is going to be then 18 points of force damage.
Oh,
done. From the spiritual weapon.
Okay. What does it look like as your spiritual weapon kills this first individual?
Oh, it's a hawk. So it dives down into his neck, severing the jugular vein and having him just fall limp to the ground. But that's only my bonus action.
He
So I am
screams
not
wildly, and you can rapidly see like the blood like wicking into the burlap hood that he wears over his head as he falls to the floor quiet.
So kind of calling forth a little bit more energy. I kind of pull out the window as I conjure a mist that had if they're able to look down at the minute level of green mist that comes directed out the window towards the next blackjack, I will cast poison spray.
Nice.
Okay.
That is gonna miss because that is only where is my modifier there? That's only gonna be a 7.
Yeah. So you cast that spell, it slams into the door frame of your room. You can kind of like hear the acid kind of like eat at the wood that forms the frame, but not quite. The hooded individual kind of like looks at this spot on the wall and then turns back to you with a menacing glower.
All right. Well, my spiritual weapon is still out. I've got my shield out in front of me, my back to the corner to give them as little space as possible, and no ability to start to like completely surround me.
3 of them rush into the room, all the same, fanning out as best they can, trying to keep you in this corner. And all 3 of them are going to attempt to strike you with these saps. Because they have fellows with them and they have pack tactics. Each one of these will be at advantage.
I am screwed.
What is your armor class with just your shield and your dex?
Without my nice happy chainmail, that is only gonna be a 13.
All right, let's see what happens.
Up.
Yep,
The first
I'm in trouble.
The first one misses terribly.
Yeah.
What a loser.
Let's go.
His sap strikes the wall, knocking some of the plaster free and little else. The second, however, uses the distraction of his compatriot kind of swinging and steps in and hits you squarely in the side of the head with this blackjack. You're going to take bludgeoning damage to the point of 9 points.
Ow.
With the sneak attack added. The third one is likewise going to swing. Oof. And also misses terribly. Golly.
They're
they are having-
terrified that my spectral bird is going to kill them.
Probably.
I would be too.
Literally just ripped out their companion's neck.
Yep.
Okay. That is the brigands. Next up is Hardred. Your quarry is
So Hardred lands
hurrying
in the
away from
mud, and he will move after them. Have they gone further than 30 feet?
the one on foot has not.
Okay. And how far is the guy on the horse?
Horse is what,
Roughly
50?
60, I think, for a horse, or for a
Okay.
riding horse.
It might be. So that amount.
Okay. So that's going to be hard to catch. And one more question I don't know the answer to. Is jump distance limited by your move distance? Like, can I move and then jump to get more distance?
I think it has to be a part of your move.
Yeah, but like, so if I move 30 and then I jump, because currently my jump is 29 feet because of my peerless athletic thing.
Right.
So I could get 59 feet if I jump, but I just don't know the answer to this question. I've never come up in my life.
That'd be the same as dashing. Like, as in, like, you can only move the distance if you have it available to you.
There you go. So like your
If I
movement is
have
a
it
finite
available to
resource.
me. Okay, so I'd have to take an action to do that jump.
Right. Yeah, if you want to
Okay.
try to make that jump that far.
Well, the best option. I think I'm going to run up to the guy who's here, and I'm going to punch him because I don't have my sword. But I do always wear my gauntlets because without them, Hardred cannot really move. He's too weak. But the gauntlets give him the strength he needs to continue moving. So he is going to try and punch this man. And if I hit, I'm going to divine smite him with a punch.
Okay.
That is 13, 17. Am I proficient in punching? If you're yeah,
Paladin?
right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Every
Presumably.
every human is proficient with their own
Okay,
fists.
so 19 to hit then.
Will hit.
Okay, great. So I think it's just strength damage. There's no roll, right? If you're not.
Correct.
Yeah, I
It's
think
one,
it's
it's
one
one
point.
plus
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Plus your strength
Yeah,
mod.
5.
the damage die is a D1.
Okay.
Right.
So 5 and then 13 from the smite, so 14 damage. Nope.
Okay.
18 damage.
How much was from strength alone?
5.
Okay.
And the rest is radiant.
Right.
So rushes up, calls on Evandel, and there's a brief glow as the fist coalesces some light, and he smashes this guy with it. And then he'll risk an opportunity attack crazily to chase after the other person, go 30 feet.
Okay. So first off, your fist connects with this guy in his lower back or what have you. He's trying to run away from you. And when you punch him, it feels almost like you've struck a tree. Like you don't feel like a fleshy impact whenever you slam your fist into this guy. However, the divine magic of your radiance, the strike that is followed through the punch, if you will, seems to absolutely have an impact on him as he kind of staggers away from the punch from that. However, as you run past him, he is going to basically try to backhand you as you run past.
Okay.
What is your armor class?
I'm probably not wearing my chainmail to sleep, so it is 12.
12. Okay. So he connects with you and is going to deal bludgeoning damage to the point of 7 points.
Okay.
And I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. Oh, 8.
8. Okay. He reaches back and strikes you with the back of his hand. And as he does so, it lifts you off of your feet and you fly 10 feet and slam down to the ground in the mud and like slide to a halt. This person is incredibly strong.
Well, dang. He'll struggle to his feet and say, "Halt! You're committing a crime."
Okay. Fritz, it is your turn.
Okay, just quick clarification. How far away has the horse gotten at this point? Was
60
it
feet
like 60 feet from the...
From like Hardred. So
Okay, perfect.
90 feet, 100 feet from the tavern itself.
Okay. All right, so I have a 60-foot flying speed. So I'm going to take off like bat out of hell for the horse, towards the horse. And then I think I don't believe you can dash with a broom because it's not my movement.
So. Yeah,
And so I think I can do this. Yeah, I got a 60-foot range on this. So I will at a spot just probably about 10, 15 feet ahead of the horse. I think Fritz extends his hand and his eyes go briefly just pitch black as just this darkness, this sort of liquid shadow seems to rush out of him towards that spot. And I will cast darkness. I'll use sorcery points to do it so I can see through it. But I want to try to I'm hoping that will confuse or slow the horse in some way. It's a 15-foot radius, and I'm going to start it probably 10 feet ahead of him so he can't see the outside of it.
Right. So he's currently in it already.
Yes. So he'll be in the middle of the darkness, and I'm moving towards him, but I think that's as far as I can get for now. So I'm probably about 30 feet away.
All right. Adea.
Great. Okay. So I kind of lost track of where I am in relation to these guys. How close is the closest guy to me?
Would be about 30 feet.
That'd be about 30 feet.
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of got down to the ground, the base of the wall, and you've kind of turned around just in time basically to see Hardred backhanded several feet away by this cloaked individual.
Okay. So I think I want to go after that one. You say that one's about 30 feet away?
Correct.
Okay. So you're gonna have to help me out with D&D rules because it's been a minute.
Sure.
So I'm spoiled by the 3-action mechanic. So I get an action, a bonus action, and explain it. Help me. A movement. Yep. So I'm gonna use my movement to get up to the guy. I'm gonna use my bonus action to do steady aim, which gives me advantage. And then I'm gonna attack. Is that okay? Is that all good?
Yeah,
okay, super.
Does
steady aim is ranged only? I think
it isn't. I just looked it up, actually, Lloyd. I was because I was thinking the same thing.
I enforced that through the whole home game I ran for 2 years.
I just looked it up. It's on D&D Beyond. It is melee, range, and spells. So oh wow. So I imagine this manifests itself in Adea. Time kind of slows, and she's going to try to strike at a specific spot. A vulnerable spot on this fucker that just hit Hardred.
Absolutely. All right. Let it fly.
Here I go. Fingers crossed. That was an 18 to hit him, but we'll see if I get a crit.
We'll absolutely hit.
That's a crit, though. That's an nat 20. Let's fucking go, dude. Okay.
Second one of the night.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, so you said it's max damage. It's and then your roll.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So max dice plus all your modifiers, and then roll your dice and add your modifiers a second time.
16. Holy shit! Let's go, dude.
And that does include sneak attack if you're using. Oh, I guess you can't currently.
Can I? I guess sneak attack.
Nobody's engaged with him.
No, he is prone. Question mark?
No, Hardred is prone.
Oh, I thought Hardred got him, and then he
Hardred?
Okay. No, God, no. Yeah. Fuck you. That's for gently disagreeing with me earlier. Oh my god. Okay. Sorry. So that is Jesus Christ, 31 points of damage on this guy.
Okay. This is a regular dagger.
It is.
Okay. You let this dagger. Oh no, you stab. You are stabbing
stab.
in melee. Yep.
Yes.
You run up. You stab this. You hear your knife like, chink, as if striking stone.
Fuck.
Like it does not pierce this individual like you were hoping.
Ooh. Row, Raggy. Well, because I used my I'm done, but because I used steady aim, my speed is 0. So I am stuck there. It's fine.
Okay. All right. The horse. Let's see what happens with that. It's actually not bad. You can hear the horse making like panicked whinny noises, and you hear extra like splashing of hooves and mud. However, it seems as if maybe this rider is a little more capable than you would have given them credit for. And you hear, yeah, yeah, and the horse rides out the other side of the darkness. That carries them another 60 feet.
That fucker is gone.
Kanabo. Back at the end.
Finally
Yeah.
able to act. Yeah, so she's like still kind of confused with all this going on. She'll hear the commotion happening on the other side of her wall, where Adrilars is. And she'll like just step out into the hall to get to his room. And if there's anything in the way, then her action will change. But her intention is just like head out of her room and go around to see what's going on, the commotion.
You step out into the hallway, and the first thing that you notice is there are 2 doors to separate rooms that are ajar. One of the rooms you have to pass by to get to the other. Excuse me. The far room that has the open door, you can see a pair of boots like sticking out of somebody that's laying on the ground. And that seems to be where the commotion is happening. The door that you have to pass by in order to get there, as you kind of glance into the dimly lit room, you see the half-elven individual that you met earlier that evening in the bed, surrounded by a puddle, a circle of very dark fluid that's
He
soaked
wet
into the
himself.
pillow
Damn.
and the upper part of the bed.
Oh no. Guess we don't have to split the
Yeah, she's
reward.
gonna keep a pin in that and keep going to Edrilar's room. Seeing that there's like literally another dead person on the ground there. She'll wheel around the corner and see the melee that's happening. And realizing that her friend is in danger, she will enter her barbarian frenzy.
Nice.
As she gets hyper focused on the combat, and well, she does not have her namesake massive club, so instead they're going to get a fist walloping. As I think like she's going to come behind like one of them, grab like the brigand by like the back of his head, and like just smash the skull into another one, just bam, use him as a weapon into another one. It's kind of knocking them around. So that's going to be a 20. So I'm doing a reckless attack, so I have advantage, but they have advantage against me.
Okay.
So I got a 24 to hit with this unarmed strike.
It's close, but you got it.
Okay. And that's going to be 13 points of bludgeoning damage with this unarmed strike.
What does it look like as you kill this brigand?
God damn.
Yeah, grabbed him by the skull. Just smash him into the other brigand, and then like grab him and then bam right into the wall. And like I think his head goes through the wooden wall. of this like kind of old inn, and just he's done for, as she will continue her focus upon whoever else is assailing Adrolar. But that is, I believe that's her turn. I think she only gets one attack per turn, so that's my turn.
And I imagine too, because like Kanabo's shoulders are probably taller than these brigands are. So like you punched his head like through the wall, and now he's just
Oh my
like
God.
hanging by the hole in the wall. So his feet are just like dangling off the floor.
Yeah, it's like that scene in Winnie the Pooh where he's like,
Stuck
exactly.
in the tree.
It's like some kind of sick piece of art.
That
hung on the
scene where
wall.
Rabbit got really mad and just started smashing Piglet's face into the wall.
Yeah,
I
that
remember
one.
Winnie the Pooh very differently.
The classic. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, perfect. That was Kanabo. We are back to the top of the round.
oh, sorry, that was actually 2 more damage, but that doesn't
Two
matter.
more. Okay, he's deader than he was before. All right, we're back to the top of the round. The individual that you have closed with, Adeya,
Yes.
changes in front of you. You can hear like the snapping of bone, and you watch as like his body contorts, and this creature wheels around to face you, and from beneath this shadowed hood, you do not see the face of a humanoid, but instead the gleaming white teeth and the feral glowing eyes of a werewolf.
Shit.
You hear it.
Okay. So Adea's pretty sure
Growl.
she's gonna die, but at least if she does, she's not gonna have to say she was wrong to her brother. So she's thinking about that right now.
It rears back with these 2 massive taloned hands that gleam in the little bit of moonlight that shines through the storm clouds, and is going to attempt to rake both of them across you. What's your armor class?
16.
Okay.
I took a cloak of protection for my magical item.
Excellent.
Nice.
The first one hit.
Shit.
You said 16?
Yeah.
The second one misses barely.
Oh God. Oh God.
The first one, however, does connect and rakes across you for 5 points of slashing damage.
So you hear Adea cry out, and then somehow manage to like duck the second blow.
There is a howl in the distance, not far, and this wolf's ears perk up, and it turns and flees in the direction that it was running before.
Motherfucker! Now, okay.
Adeya, if you'd like, you can take an attack of opportunity against this creature.
I absolutely want an attack of opportunity on this creature, motherfucking thing. Okay. Well, okay. Let's fucking go. That is gonna be 24.
Absolutely connects.
Great. Okay. Do I perhaps get my sneak attack because he's got his back to me? Question mark.
No.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask. 6.
Okay. Again, this dagger lances out and strikes, but does no harm.
Fucking thing.
This thing runs a full 40 feet away from you, loping kind of on 2 and 4 as it goes. Ardy. Ardular.
Ardular, yeah.
Ardular.
So there were 4, there's now 2.
Correct. Yep. 2 remain.
So I gesture towards my spectral hawk and call that upon the one dude That is going to be a 17 to hit.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
That's going to do 10 points of force damage.
Nice.
10 points.
Nice.
Okay.
Is he
He
still
is
standing?
not quite killed, but pretty damn close. He's wishing he was.
All right. And then I will call forth the mists again and do a poison spray right in his face. That is a 21 to hit.
Also connects.
And that is going to be 7 points of poison damage.
That will definitely finish him off. What does that look like?
So as the tiny hawks that are like insects, stab into him, repeatedly, he just begins to, kind of bleed out from the small wounds and the large wounds, until he just kind of like sinks to his knees, and they just keep at him until his blood is just completely leaked out. And then I turn, look at the last guy, look to Abo, standing on the other side. You want to give up or you want to die too?
This individual is kind of like in a defensive stance, almost between the two of you, holding this sap kind of at the
Realizing
ready.
that this redskin tiefling is between him and the doorway. He doesn't really have a whole lot of choice, but I'm letting him give up if he's willing.
He's kind of like looking at one of you and then the other, looking at his friend who's kind of stuck in the wall, the two that are laying there bleeding out on the floor. He drops the sap on the floor and puts his hands up. All right. You win.
Well, that's all of my actions. So I have no control whether the tiefling decides to rip his head off.
Oh my God.
Fair enough.
Kill him, Canovo.
All right. The brigand starts to inch towards the door. So I can go. Trying to move past Kanobo.
May I
Cautiously.
use an opportunity attack here?
You can use it, your reaction. I'm good with that.
My intention is to take the hood off.
Ah, okay. Yeah, absolutely. So you reach out and you grab this, handmade burlap hood and you pull it off. You see a fairly nondescript Vicarian, so you can kind of sandy blonde hair. Kind of definitely looks like a middle-aged man that has not lived in the best conditions for the majority of his life. Missing several teeth, kind of a scraggly beard, several scars. But definitely does not look like a bloodthirsty killer in your eyes.
Yeah, there's two things that Kanabo was expecting. Like something extremely nefarious or like a Scooby-Doo-esque reveal of like someone that we had just met. And seeing as this is neither of those, I think that like she'll just look at you, Arjular, and you promise that we'll let him live, and so she'll do nothing of this.
I wasn't expecting him to run, but
Yeah, if Kanabo lets him pass after removing his hood, he continues like shifting kind of towards the door, and then he turns and he runs.
I make sure I have his features, so I can describe him to the innkeeper. Abo, did you take any injuries in that fight?
She grunts and shakes her head, and she's still looking out and hearing the commotion that's happening outside. You can tell that like she's kind of in a wordless frenzy still right now. But she's focused and yeah.
All right. Meanwhile, outside, Hardred, your turn.
Yeah. He brings himself to standing. The werewolf has run away. Is that right? Has moved.
Yeah, about 40 feet from where you last made contact.
Son of a bitch. Then I will move 30 feet. And I will call on Evandel and I will cast Guiding Bolt on him. Or attempt to.
Okay.
That is a 16.
Will hit.
Okay, great. And that is 4d6s. That's 9. Ooh, and 11 is 20 and plus something, plus charisma, presumably. Or as a spell, maybe not. Anyway, it's 20 radiant damage, and then he glows, and the next attack against him has advantage. So he'll call
nice.
On Evandel's light, and he's fully intending to keep following. Obviously, he will be outpaced at some point, and but like narratively, he's fully intending on following.
Absolutely. And you see that your magic absolutely hits this individual and causes him to fall on all fours for a moment, stagger. And you can see in the rain that kind of like steam rising from the place where the spell hit him. You very clearly heard that, that canine like yelp of pain that he made whenever the spell struck him. However, he is still moving and he's still up and running.
Yeah, Hardred will call out, Kanabo, Angela, help!
Fritz, the man in the sky on the broom.
So I double checked the broom and I only have 50 feet of movement on the broom and I definitely cannot dash. So I'm going to, realizing that this horse is going to outpace me pretty quickly, I will spin back around. And flying back the other way, I would catch sight of the this lumbering werewolf. And I think he'll call out, get the silvered weapons, get our new pointy-eared friend. And he'll hold out a hand and send I'll cast a chaos bolt at the fleeing werewolf.
Okay.
So and that has advantage. Yes. Ooh, okay. So that's either a 20 to hit or a 22. I was really hoping for that crit, but can't get everything you want.
Both hit, so.
All right. And now I got to roll 2d8 and a d6. I have to designate one of them for the damage type, so I'll pick the white one. And if they're the same, oh, it's not going to matter. Okay, so the white one is a 5. That's going to be lightning damage. Rolled really well. 18 points of lightning damage.
Woof.
Will crackle out as this beam seems to like it's like a little like ball of energy that seems like it's shifting rapidly between like a fiery red and an icy blue, and then like crackles the air around it with static as it's shifting through all of these forms as it reaches out to him. But at the moment it connects, it's that static crackling of lightning.
Yeah. What does it look like as your spell drops this werewolf?
I think it honestly probably doesn't look too like spectacular. It's just that he is running and then his body seizes up and he just falls forward face first into the mud, kind of sliding to a halt.
Nice fucker.
Okay. He sits there in a smoldering, crackling heap in the mud, no longer moving. Adea. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Alrighty. Other than the guy that Hardred is chasing is way far away from me at this point, right?
Yeah. He's very far.
Are there any other thugs like coming out of this building? Or
So as it happens, there is actually an individual who comes stumbling out of the tavern, no hood, no weapon, looking terrified. Just literally this individual, this human man that stumbles out of the front of the tavern, kind of looks around and starts running.
Okay, Carrie thinks she knows who this is, but Adea is in the heat of the battle and she chases him. About how far could I get him in one movement?
I don't know that you would be able to close. Well, you have cunning action where you can dash as a bonus.
I can dash, so but I wouldn't if
So,
I
yeah,
don't have
you'd be able
so I
to
was
that
gonna
way.
ask. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and catch him via dash. And I guess I would, as my standard action, I would want to grapple him.
Okay. So
if he is not hooded, I'm going to go ahead and assume I'm going to take a page out of Artie's book. I'm going to go with karma rather than just killing him. I'm going to assume that maybe he's a good guy and not kill him.
All right.
Progress.
So initiating a grapple means that you need to make an athletics roll.
Okay. Here
and
I
they
go.
get an athletics or an acrobatics to contest.
That's a nat 20 on my athletics.
Oh my God, Carrie.
Yay!
Okay.
Awesome.
So what does it look like as you wrestle this guy to the ground?
I think Adea is like, she's bleeding. She got slashed by this werewolf. She is just full on seeing red. She's not a barbarian, but if she was, she would be raging. And she's just like sprinting towards this guy who I imagine maybe doesn't see her coming. So he's running away from her, but maybe not as fast as he is capable. And she just spears him in his right kidney and just freaking poof and just like tackles him to the mud and is like trying to like pin him there kind of.
I think like we see him running. We see like Adea see him running and like she takes off and then we just see him by himself like frantically running and all of a sudden she just comes from like off camera like
horizontal like boo. Game over, man.
He goes down hard into the mud. They said I could go.
And I turn over. I'm like, who are you? Who sent you?
Oh, I'm nobody. Nobody. We were hired.
I roll him over and I put my other dagger on his throat. That's probably all I can do in my turn.
Fair enough. Okay. The horse continues to ride and ride hard, putting further distance between Hardred and themselves. Kanabu, it is your turn.
Kanabu looks to you, Ardrillar, and she'll gesture to the room next to us. And we'll say, guy's dead. And then with that, she will continue using, so she'll use her bonus action to maintain her frenzy. And she'll leap out the window to join Hardred. And I imagine because of the frenzy, because I have resistance to bludgeoning damage, she doesn't really care too much about how she like does the fall. She'll like just do a roll.
Sure.
And keep moving. So my intention is to like the move dash horizontally out of the window.
Okay, you take 3 points of bludgeoning from the fall.
Yeah, cool. That'll go down to 1 bludgeoning from.
It was 6. It's halved.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, thank you.
So apparently you landed pretty bad, but in your current state, you hardly care.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a normal person probably would be down for the count, at least for the round. But you take it in stride and get up running towards the sound where Hardred was calling out for you.
And that'll be the entirety of my turn, is like trying to join up with where Hardred is.
Yeah, and the werewolf is glowing because I hit it with a guiding bolt, so it's like shedding light in the dark.
Mm-hmm. And you can see Hardred, because you're closer, you can actually see that the form has like shifted back to the individual wearing the cloak that you had initially seen. Ardrillar, it is your turn.
So how far away does it appear everybody has, kind of moved?
If I'm not mistaken, I think Hardred is the furthest one from you currently, maybe Fritz in the sky. And they are about 60 feet from the tavern.
Fritz actually went back basically to the tavern, I
Okay.
think.
Okay, so then Hardred is definitely the
And
furthest away.
The,
Other than
the
the
glowing werewolf, do we know how far they are, or are they like out of sight?
No, I mean you can't really make out detail just because of how dense the rain is at this distance. But you can absolutely see the source of the glow. And I think it's about 30 or 40 feet beyond where Hardred currently is.
So would that be within 120 feet then?
Yeah, probably. It might be kind of pushing the boundary of that, but I think you're good.
All right. That's not going to do anything to that guy. That's not going to work because that already. And this was the big guy who shrugged off my spell previously, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. He is out of my doable range, for any of the spells I have before anybody starts trying to make fun of my word usage there. So I'm gonna investigate the bodies of the three in the room with me, pull off their hoods, see if there's any identifiable markings or anything on them.
So
I'm not jumping out the window after a werewolf that's
like a very quick cursory kind of like going over, pulling the hoods off, kind of like patting them down. They each have kind of like distinct faces, very much kind of the same. They look like they've lived lives of hardship, destitution, maybe, desperation, lots of scars. They definitely look like they have probably been in more than a few fights. But none of them have the physique or the build of like a professional adventurer, or like a soldier. And the only
no amulets, no sigils, no
no
unifying tattoos.
no, I mean a couple of them might have tattoos, but they don't have like one in common or anything like that. Furthermore, of interest, perhaps, or not of interest, they don't have anything on them aside from these saps. They have no blades. They have no weapons of any kind other than these blackjacks.
I'm as slow a progress as it is, I guess. After the cursory glance, I'll make my way down the stairs, towards the tavern door. I guess that's probably not even. I probably can't even get that far. That's up to you.
You're giving it a little of the old hustle, making it down the stairs and kind of across the common space on the first floor of the tavern. As you do so, you see no sign, though there has been much commotion. You don't see or hear any sign of the tavern keeper or the bouncer.
Does the locker look like it's still locked?
It does.
Okay. And the half elf, his stuff went in a locker as well.
His weapons did. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm trying to make my way outside to see where my allies are. If somebody needs healing or something.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm gonna keep my spectral hawk with me in case combat persists.
Okay. Meanwhile, back outside, the brigand that is squirming under Adea's knife blade, still kind of holding his hands up, covered in mud, kind of trying to show, a sign of no contest.
Mhm.
The big one said that I could go.
I'm
I
not
was
the
free to
big
leave.
one. I'm not the big one. Who
Well,
sent you?
We were hired by
Who?
Garnell, the tavern keeper.
The little old man?
Yeah, we were supposed to knock you out cold and take you to the barn on the outskirts of town.
And was there anyone with him? Why were you supposed to take us to the outskirts of town?
I don't know. He
Bullshit.
offered to pay each of us 20 gold.
What, were you just supposed to leave us there?
That's what we were told. Truss you up, leave you in the barn.
What barn?
The barn on the edge of town. He kind of points and indicates in a direction. The direction that the horse was riding in.
And Adea would has in the past in this situation would just kill him. But she I imagine at that moment she sees Argilar come out of the building and start looking around. And like over her shoulder she sees him and she just like she pulls her knife away from his throat and it's just like, if I let you go, are you gonna turn everything around?
Oh, yeah, yes. I'll make a better life.
And all those fuckers you were with, you're never gonna talk to them again, right?
They're all dead.
Most of them.
No. I won't ever see none of them again. Promise.
And I imagine almost as though she's floating, she stands up. She doesn't like scrabble up. She's just like she's just up. She moves lightly and she puts her daggers away. And she's like, "Well, go then."
Scrambles to his feet, struggling a little in the mud. And once he has his feet under him, he is off again as fast as he can into the night.
And Adea is not sure about this. She feels like maybe he'll come back. Maybe he'll there's an anxiousness about this choice.
Our Drylar is seeing this from the doorway and he smiles.
Ardred, out on the road leading away from the tavern, this horse putting distance between you, getting harder and harder to see in the driving rain. What do you do?
Yeah, justice must be served. So he follows. He's running as best he can. He's channeled the divinity, so he's not exhausted as of yet. He'll try and catch up to the figure that has retransformed back into a person. How close can I get to him? He's like 10 feet ahead of me or something. Is that right?
Yeah, you can absolutely close with him.
He'll get close and he'll say, "Stop running. You don't have to die. This could be a misunderstanding. We can figure it out."
There is no response from this individual.
As in, like, if I look at them, is it like they can't respond because they're like in bad shape, or they're choosing to ignore?
So, like, if you like nudge him over, you can see that lightning bolt from Fritz put a hole through the middle of him.
Oh,
like
Jesus.
He's dead.
Oh my
God.
Oh, wow.
Dead.
But as you do so, you see that it is in fact the half-orc bouncer, Taka.
No way.
Oh my God, we got played, y'all.
Yeah, Hardred will drop to a knee and like now sort of catch his breath. He'll cough into his elbow again, some blood, and will say a prayer to Evandel to see this person on their way to where they deserve to go, whatever the god decides that might be. I think he knows he couldn't possibly catch the horse. So I think for now he'll search for the key that opens that locker where all the weapons are, and then whatever else he might be able to find on this bouncer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you absolutely find the key with no problem whatsoever. You also find a pouch with a few coin in it. A few copper pieces, some silver, a couple of gold coins. It's nothing necessarily to write home about, but something worth your efforts. Okay. Is the intention for anybody to try to go after the horse and the rider?
I'm not.
No.
I think like
Okay.
Kanabo would come up to you, Hardred, like to see what's going on, and be like after you've kind of given up the chase, she'll look down, and this is probably when the frenzy passes, and she like becomes a bit more lucid. And I think she'll just say, "Damn, we got played."
I don't know what the scheme was. I don't understand. Why? And he really doesn't understand. Like you can see on his face that he's like, why would anyone do this? We were nice to them. We were going to solve their problem. It's like he's too naive to get it, you know?
Well, I assume the one who got away is probably the innkeeper. And no, we own quite a fair bit of tradable goods. So
Adea runs up.
disposing of us.
Adea runs up at that point and goes, "It was the innkeeper." she's just like she's catching up with all you guys. Everyone, it was him.
I was assuming like we all gathered together before this conversation.
Yeah, okay. Sure, perfect. Sorry.
I think hearing that, I think Fritz is going to run back into the tavern. And he wants to just kind of like look around behind the bar, see if there's any back rooms or anything. At this point, he's fully expecting that like if this guy really was the innkeeper, like he assumes he might not have been, and there might be some bodies in a back room. But he also, while he's up there, wants to just do a quick like rifle around to try to get his gold coin back and like the money that we spent.
So you find a back kitchen or what have you that has a trap door that leads down into a cellar. And off of that cellar there are two bedrooms. They're fairly modest, but it doesn't take long to figure out that Taka the half orc was sleeping in one of them, and that Garnell must have been sleeping in the other. While you don't find any sign of bodies, you do find a false bottom in his writing desk in his room, and you find a number of missives from the Baron promising this reward that has gone up with each successive missive that you find. It seems as though people have been coming here, being sent by the Baron for some time, and well, the problem didn't go away.
I'll take the one that has the highest gold amount offered.
Yeah.
So that we can, if we do succeed, we can turn this in.
Mm-hmm. In the locked room, you find a surprising amount of weapons. It looks like there's probably at least 3 or 4 adventuring parties worth of gear that has been collected. And under a false floorboard, you actually find a very carefully wrapped bundle of about half a dozen silvered weapons, swords, daggers, hammers, things of that that ilk. So no small amount of valuable gatherings that you can find at your leisure. You also
Did,
discover,
sorry.
I'm sorry, the half orc that you met. His throat had been slit while he slept, and again, to reiterate, you discovered that not a single one of the brigands had a blade of any kind on them.
So
Wolf
did the
claw.
half elf have anything on him?
Yes, he had a quite a bit of coin, pretty hefty purse, and a few pieces of jewelry that were not necessarily like of note necessarily, but certainly worth something.
No magical accoutrement. I can ritually cast detect magic.
Yeah, I imagine he has probably an item or two that might be magical. His armor might be magical.
Ooh.
But as far as whether or not the other individual was the innkeeper, was a werewolf, who knows? It might be a story for another time.
So you said there's a barn on the edge of town.
Yeah.
Seems this should be our next stop.
Yeah.
We should rest and travel
But
by
not
day.
here.
Oh, well, I mean, honestly, here might be pretty fucking safe right now. I would say, looking around and gesturing at the several dead bodies. I'm like,
Let's set a watch anyway, and everyone sleep with the silvered weapons that best suit your combat style.
yep, okay. Medea like nods and like rubs the bridge of her nose and is like, all right, I'm gonna take first sleep. Wake me up if you need a watch.
I'll take first watch. I'll watch over all of you.
I've never felt safer in my life, Fritz. Thank you. And I go inside.
Yeah, Fritz just starts like making tea, like scrounging around for things to make tea with.
Oh my god.
So our Drylar, I can't say my own name. I would keep with you, Fritz. I had a little bit of reverie, so I'm fairly well off. Um, I'll finish later. And I just don't think it wise for only one to watch. And he'd grab one of the silvered blunt instrument, be it mace or hammer or club or what have you. And I'd set Elthiel on the roof of the inn, and I was like, you cry out if something doesn't look right.
Oh, one more thing before we all go to sleep. I think Fritz would try to convince the strongest members to carry the body of the werewolf man back into the tavern, so we're not just leaving bodies in the street, because that might draw the ire of anyone else that lives here.
The fact that no one seemed to get involved or even look out of their homes is something that we could possibly be concerned about. Was it in the street, Jeremy? Or is
Yeah,
the inn on the
so
edge of town?
the inn was a little more on the edge of town, and the barn seemed to be like even further, like on the outskirts where most of the farmsteads and stuff are. So you were kind of headed out of town. But I mean, you were making no small amount of noise.
Maybe the whole town is in on it.
Or they're just terrified.
Yeah, Fritz is
Well, I could
concerned
think-
about some sort of like Wicker Man scenario where the whole town is involved in this situation, you know?
I like to think that Fritz doesn't blink.
Never
ever.
blinks.
Oh, ever.
No,
ever.
absolutely not. That's it's funny because that's one of the like the sorcery, the shadow sorcerer thing has like quirks, And yeah, absolutely went for the no blinking. He does not blink.
Oh, perfect.
Ever.
You guys have
Perfect.
never seen him blink.
Oh my god.
Okay. So, as we pull away from the hamlet of Hillburn, we finally see the storm lessening, the rain slackens, and over the horizon, we see the dawning sun on this small little village. Its troubles, perhaps, are at an end. And that's all I've got.
Whoa,
Oh
crazy.
my god. Good shit. Good shit, Jeremy. Wow. Happy E cubed, baby. Let's go.
Thank you.
Go
Okay.
now.
This was a lot of fun. I've had this one shot kind of written for a long time, and I've run it a couple of times, and it's different every time I run it, and tonight was absolutely no exception to that. So
I had no suspicion of Garnell. I had no
Good.
suspicion of him. I
Me either.
was totally taken, and that's rare for me. I'm very suspicious typically.
Gotcha. Okay.
I was trying to play against my usual like hyper paranoid, everyone's a bad guy thing, and it really made the game a lot more fun.
Hell yeah.
I don't generally look for it. I let the adventure find me.
Yeah.
Well
Man.
done, everyone.
Fantastic job, everybody. Thank you very much again for being a part of this first game. Again, if you are watching out there, thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon into evening, we have 3 games back to back run by guest GMs here on the channel as a continued part of the celebration of Erasmus's Expedition Extravaganza. This has been the Loftlight. I'm going to now pass things back over to my players so that they can give any parting words that they might like to before we call it a night. So we're going to go in reverse order with Lloyd.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks, Jeremy, for this game and for all of the games that you've run for me, the many dozens of games that you've run for me over the 10 years, and the many long chats about the same topics over and over again that we've had on various shows, figuring out alignments and whatnot. And yeah, it just always feels like a warm hug when I hear you say foul language or kiss your spouse or may your snacks
Smoke 'em if you
always
got
be in
'em.
reach. Yeah, all that stuff. It always, every time I'm in a Jeremy game, I'm like, I'm home.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I really appreciate you, and I'm very grateful to be involved in this.
Much love, man. Thank you. It makes me happy to hear. All right. Next up, we've got Austin.
So much fun as always. Thank you, Jeremy. Yeah, I mean, echoing what was already said, it's there's a reason that anytime you have a game available, I'm like, my answer is always, I'll find a way to make my schedule work for it. Yeah, you've never failed to bring it. It's always such a blast, and it is so nice and refreshing that you're also just a super nice person. And I really appreciate that. And not just nice, kind. I will put that out there too. Yes. And so, thank you for all the times you've included me, and thank you for including me in this one, because this was super fun and maybe one of my favorite characters I've ever played.
Dude, we need more Fritz. More
I'm
Fritz.
like, I
more
gotta
Fritz.
find some
I'm fully
excuses.
considering running a Fritz themed Halloween one shot. Like, that's
It's
not a
Oh,
fantastic.
joke.
dude,
I
I'm
really,
there.
really
I'm
dig
fucking there.
Yeah, definitely one of the most fun characters I've gotten to play. So thank you so much. This was a blast, and I cannot wait to see you at the end of the month for our monthly game. So happy birthday, Erasmus.
Oh,
Yay.
thank you, Austin. I appreciate that, man. Very, very much. All right. Next up, we have Cari.
Yay. First of all, congratulations, Jeremy. 10 years is a heck of a freaking run, man. And again, like both of these guys just said, like it is like a warm hug. Like it's a nice place to come and play a game. And I came across my green beret from the time we played the little Girl Scouts game the one time. Just there's so much variety here and so much fun. And like Austin said, I definitely try to find a way to make it work when you ask. This was amazing. I'm Cari. You can find me here on Emporium for the Wayward Gamer and Mini Terrain Domain. Jeremy, thank you so much for the invite and for all the invites. This has been a hoot and a half.
Always a pleasure, Cari. Thank you very much for taking part in this. And yeah, there's some weird games in here, such as the Girl Scout one. But
Badge quests. I will
Badge
say
quest.
one
Love it.
other thing I wanted to note. My favorite part of a Jeremy game, because Lloyd mentioned his favorite part, is the long pause right before Jeremy does the opening monologue. Because there is definitely a pause, and it's like eager anticipation. It's my favorite.
Anticipation. Fantastic. Next up, Vi.
Thanks for having me in this game, Jeremy. It was fun. I like being able to one punch man a guy through a wall. That was fun. My one and single attack roll for the game. This is good. This is very good. Thanks all for gaming. Had a blast.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for coming along and playing. All of your characters were a lot of fun. It's always interesting to see when you say gothic horror, what people bring to the table. Because there is actually a pretty, it's a pretty large umbrella as far as like what works, what fits within that genre, that aesthetic. So yeah, thank you. All right, last but certainly not least, Ted.
Jeremy, thanks for having me here. It's always a pleasure to be in one of your games. I always love seeing what you throw at us, what the story is. It's always a grand time. If you want to, come check out Nerdarchy and all the different things that we do, the website, the YouTube stuff, we're still at it. We're still having a lot of fun. Got a number of projects that, we're still looking to make happen. So as always, thank you for having me here.
Always a pleasure, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's what a great way to start this celebration. I could not be happier. So thank all of you again for agreeing to be a part of it, and for playing in my game in particular here to kick things off. Yeah, I love doing this, and the fact that I get to do it with people that I care about and have fun hanging out with just makes it all the much better. So thank you for being those kinds of people. Yeah, if you're watching out there, don't forget, like I said, there are games happening tomorrow as well. I wanted to say again, just very briefly, a huge, massive thank you to the sponsors of this game, Absolute Tabletop, Buckstar Games, Mythic Gazetteer, and Nerdarchy for donating the fantastic prizes that we're giving away throughout the entire event. It's huge to be able to ask friends if they're willing to just lend a little bit of help, to give something and gets nothing in exchange. That always makes me feel like a heel. So I really appreciate that people were willing to are willing to do that. So make sure when there is a giveaway to hop on it. There's some fantastic material that they have donated. Get yourself a copy. And if you don't happen to win something, then just go to the website and buy it. It's incredible stuff. So no, we're not getting paid. I guess I should have said that before we started. But what else? Oh, I also wanted to say a massive thank you again to Dwight and Jake of MTD for producing this, taking something off of my plate and running just a spectacular show as always. It is hugely appreciated, all the work and effort that you have put into doing this. Thank you. Okay. I think that's about it. Remember, kindness is a free action. It costs you absolutely nothing to be kind to someone, and it could make all of the difference in that person's day, week, month, year. You don't know. And if it costs you absolutely nothing to give something to someone like kindness, and it could change their entire outlook, that's easy commerce. That's a very easy transaction to make. And again, kindness, that's how we change things. That's the only real actionable change, is by being kind, one interaction at a time. Again, unless they're a Nazi, in which case you wrap them in their flag and push them off a cliff. Yeah. Oh, also, I could not forget to thank Matt, not an NPC, for making that incredible video that you saw on the break. Fucking gutted me, just ripped my heart out, but it was so genuinely touching. Thank you for doing that. That was huge. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. So I think that's everything that I can think of, except until next time, may your dice roll high and your snacks always be within reach.